Hello, Experiential Learners. It's Steve. I hope that you're doing well. We're going to focus now in this part of the course on problem solving and your internship. Now, this sounds pretty basic, right? Problem solving, but there are really three factors or reasons why we want to dive into problem solving. First and foremost is that your host site and future employers are really going to expect that you have developed some problem solving skills or abilities. That's number one. The second is to get you familiar with the complexities, the uncertainties, and the setbacks that can sometimes occur in an internship setting or with your future employer in any kind of professional setting. So we want to be able to apply problem solving to deal or manage with complex situations, uncertainties, as well as any other things that may come up. The third item I want to focus on really in terms of the relevance of problem solving is that we want to make sure that we're keeping you moving forward in this experience, that you're continuing to develop, there's progression that's happening and such, that you haven't hit that plateau. And one of the best ways to really do that is through applying problem solving to your internship. So we're going to briefly just look at right now some of the common problems or obstacles that internships face. They fall into these four different buckets. I apologize, the one is cut off over there. We'll get to that in a second. So the first one you see there is the struggle to achieve a sense of independence. That's really speaks for itself in a lot of ways, that you're coming into this new environment and such, and your confidence might be lacking at first. There might be a lot of what ifs, some anxiousness perhaps, some concerns. So you're establishing yourself. You're establishing yourself in terms of autonomy, in terms of your competencies, and that's really what the struggle to achieve a sense of independence is. It's going from being totally, say, micromanaged from your supervisor to then being given a project and say, hey, run with this, and being able to work a little bit more autonomously and independently. Then the second one we have there is the struggle to transition from moving from learning about work to learning to actually do work. So learning what it's like to be a professional and some of the stressors and rewards that come with that. The third one is a struggle to achieve a high level of competence. So this is going to be really focusing on competencies, developing your professionalism, proving or showing to your internship site that, hey, I can do X, Y, and Z, or I can learn how to do X, Y, and Z. And with each task and function that you successfully are able to perform, that competence or competency level will increase. Along with that is the fourth one that's kind of blocked there, is the struggle to manage rising expectations. So the struggle to manage rising expectations from yourself, from your supervisor. So once you are able to demonstrate that you are competent and you're able to perform different tasks, the stakes might increase, so to speak. And that might involve rising expectations that you place on yourself, or increased expectations that are being placed on you as an intern from your supervisor, your colleagues at your internship site, and such. Now, I've laid out here for you a problem-solving model, kind of a very easy to understand 5-step problem-solving model from the book that you see there, The Successful Internship. So you first want to identify what is the problem. As silly as that sounds, I feel that sometimes interns have a little bit of a challenge clarifying exactly what the problem is. So looking at it from, is it more of a task type of problem? So is it the type of work that you're performing that is the problem, or is it more a process type of problem that's more relationship based? Then you can go to what we call naming the problem, and that's going to be what are the causes of the problem, or what behaviors are contributing to this problem. Describing how the problem directly impacts you as an intern is also important in step number 2. Number 3 there, we're looking at the stakeholders involved in the problem. Who are the chief players? Who are the main players in the problem? How do they factor into the problem? Being able to look at the problem from multiple perspectives and dimensions. I'll mention here something called professional myopia. And that's when we tend to have tunnel vision and we're not able to kind of step outside our shoes and look at situations, experiences, and problems from multiple lenses or perspectives. So it's important that in step number 3 that you're trying to kind of get out of that professional myopia box and being able to see diverse perspectives on the problem. And then change is number 4 there. You see what needs to change to help transition this from being a problem to a solution. So what are some things that might need to be changed? What can be changed? You might have, as an intern, you probably have some limitations placed on you as to what you can actually change. So kind of figuring out what can change and how can that change occur. And then the 5th stage we have here is really the action part. It's my favorite part of problem solving, actually taking deliberate actions to work through the problem, to work to solve the problem. What are specific actions that you can take? Early on in this course, you were asked to develop a internship, I think we called it an internship goal development plan. And so you can actually refer back to that too. Refer back to your learning goals as to, are there any specific struggles with your learning goals? I'll just go back a second and mention, when you're thinking about a problem in your internship, it can be related to the content of your internship. It can be related to maybe there's a values difference between the mission of the internship and yourself. It can be relational, as we just mentioned, or situational. So the problems are endless. So now the application learning event for this problem solving tutorial is we're going to ask you to go to the link that you see here, the go.umd.edu/Psych389 problem solving. And there you're going to find a problem solving infographic template. And you're going to simply follow the questions I posed there on the infographic. You're going to answer the questions I posed there. And once you create your infographic, then you can upload it as a PDF on Canvas. So you'll upload it as a PDF on Canvas, and I think it will be due by 11:59 p.m. This coming Sunday. So go ahead. If you have any questions, as always, please let me know. You can contact me. You have my email address, or you can post in the discussion forum and such as well. Thank you so much for your time today. I know this was a little bit long-winded, but hopefully this has given you a good introduction to problem solving.